Hello Internet and welcome back to my Sky Island playthrough of Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. In the last episode we went through the evac shelter, we wanted to harvest a solar panel and just grab some other materials that we need back on the island, and unfortunately that's really all that we did. We harvested a lot of wood and now we've made it to extract. Now before we go to extract we do want to grab a few things here which I've mostly done off camera, but there are a few things I want to do before we leave. So everyone, welcome back. I have spent the longest amount of time imaginable trying to pick up everything that I thought we would need to pick up, and now I've dropped our hiking backpack because I would like to, before we kind of exit this game, we would like to grab some sticks. I said I would do that before we left. It's really not a big deal if we can't do it, and we do need to be a little cautious with zombies since we've dropped our weapons and things, but I think that we're about ready to go. That's really the only thing I can think of. I did want to grab some sheets before I left the evac shelter. I completely forgot about that. We wanted to grab a bunch of sheets and long strings by taking apart the curtains, but unfortunately I didn't do any of that, and now I'm kind of overburdened, and frankly we're out of time. Now if we look at our history here, we're not going to be able to see this message, but we did get a message about how we've crossed the threshold and now we are going to be effectively dissolving. So we have warp nausea, which is -2 to all stats. Again, we have I probably got this like 10 minutes ago because we were picking up and dropping a lot of items, which does take a fair bit of time. And I've also, worth mentioning, I've over encumbered myself with wearing basically everything that I could think to wear, so that we could, instead of having that go in our backpack, we're going to have those on our person. So we are not in fighting shape, so if we encounter an enemy here, this could be really problematic. I'm basically going unarmed to the forest and seeing what we can do. Now, I don't have anything but the storm on my person, which is in a holster, so we do have some ammo and the ability to protect ourselves to some extent, but we are still very much encumbered at this point. So we're wearing our lumberjack bag. We dropped our hiking backpack. Let's go to the forest and grab some sticks. I think going west here is the safest place to go, because if you remember previously in many playthroughs ago when we kind of detoured up here to see if we could come across, we saw a zombie horde in this area that we had experienced previously in our playthrough, so we really don't want to encounter them again. So it has been a full 15 minutes. Okay, a warp pulse shudders through your head like a localized earthquake and your extremities surge with pain like they're peeling open. You need to get home as soon as possible. Okay, so I don't remember how many warp pulses we can stay out past, but we are now listed as severe danger, so I tell you what we're gonna do. In fact, we're gonna sprint just to cut a few extra seconds off here. We're just gonna leave. I think it would be dumb for me to stay and possibly get myself killed. Actually, the time spent waiting to recover is not worth the time gained by running. I don't know why I would even think that that was a thing. So let's throw on our hiking backpack, let's throw on our blanket, and I think with that we're gonna head straight away. It just makes way more sense. I do want to wield that solar panel, so if we come in here and look for solar, nothing. Solar, gonna wield that solar panel array. How encumbered are we, frankly, at this point? 225, so we should be able to shamble. We can't walk more than a few steps without being... Okay, so what we do, we drop the solar panel and we use the hauling command instead to haul this. It's taking 5 seconds a tick and we're still losing stamina. That's okay. I don't think we can take any of this carpet like we discussed in the previous episode, so I think we just wield the solar array and get out of here. I don't know how many warp pulses we could have stayed out, but I don't want to risk, getting murdered by dissolving or disintegrating or whatever it said happens when you stay out too long. So let's just head back to base here. Let's wield this solar panel array and let's use the statue. Is there anything else? I mean, I don't have time to do anything else. Yeah, I think we just go back here. So let's examine. You will be teleported. Any items not on your person will be lost. Are you ready to leave? Yes, I am ready. You have returned safely using a designated exit point. You have earned 50 material tokens for your success. Okay. Now we know we can't use those right now because we haven't constructed anything. Let's immediately drop all of this crap. is there an easy way to just drop everything, essentially? Not really, right? Let's wait and get rid of that stamina sound. We are safely back on the island. That's all that really matters. I meant to eat and drink before I left, but it looks like I forgot to do that. So let's have a look at our haul here. So first of all, let's take off all this stuff we don't actually want on our person. Actually, we'll have to unload everything first. So, well, I guess actually I could just drop these items and it would put them on the ground and we could just unload them. We were wearing the light jacket. We don't need the long underwear bottom. We definitely don't want earplugs. I forgot we've probably been wearing these since our last expedition. That might explain why we never heard anything, I would guess. We don't need the eyeglasses. That's for crafting. We brought those back to craft that one recipe. Safety glasses, I believe we were wearing, and we don't need 2 pairs of socks. We brought back that canteen, which apparently has 4 items in it. Not sure. It won't show. Okay. I thought it showed right underneath, but apparently not. We don't need the police duty belt or the tack vest or the thermal underwear, and we don't need 2 undershirts. We do want to keep the lumberjack bag on us for the time being. We have a hard hat, but we're going to swap that out for the army helmet. Probably should have done that before we left. I once again forgot to bring the pistol crossbow. I guess I didn't have space for it. It's really just a meme thing. I don't know that I ever would have used it. And let's just begin dropping stuff. I brought the lantern because when it gets dark, we'll need a light source. We don't necessarily want to always have our brazier, consuming what little bit of wood we have and etc. And also because the tent isn't exactly a very large space. So having a place to set up a brazier, it's a lot harder than having a simple, item that produces light that we can drop at our feet and close the door to our tent if we wanted to do that. I can't drop this. It must be in, yeah, let's drop our gear first because a lot of those items will be contained within that stuff. In fact, I don't know what an easy way to do this. Let's unload all of that stuff that we just dropped. This is going to take a fair bit of time in the game, I guess. And it put all of those things in my inventory. Okay, so let's review what all we brought here. Okay, we got the M4, of course, which is like a very high value thing. Since we have 2 of them, in the last expedition, I thought, well, maybe we shouldn't take a rifle with us because what if we lose it? That's actually really dumb because a rifle never does anything for us on this island. It's of no benefit if we just leave it in a pile here. So moving forward, even if we don't have a lot of ammo, we're probably going to take a M4 or the AR that we have with us when we go on our expedition. Glow stick, game devices, lighters, we'll keep one of those. Oh, we already have one favorited, so we'll just drop those. Multi-tools, we also want one of those favorited just to make that a little easier taking stuff with us. I brought the pliers and the foldable locking pliers are in here somewhere, I believe, so I saw it needed to be used for wiring and stuff like that, so I thought I would bring that with us. Another screwdriver set, sponge, 2-way radio, multi-tool, miscellaneous food and seasoning. We really didn't bring much food with us. I think in the last episode we brought those meat pies, which is going to be our main food for the next couple of days. Most of this is miscellaneous food clutter, which we're just gonna, use for crafting, maybe. I brought 25 protein rations. We actually had more than double this, but I was trying to free up space, and they actually were a fair bit of space when there's like a huge stack of them, and we're never going to eat 50 of them. We don't need like 50 of them, so I dropped a bunch of that stuff. We have a ton of medical supplies. We actually found 4 or 5 first aid kits during our expedition, so this really added up. So we have tons of bandages and adhesive bandages and all of this medical gauze and stuff like that, so we're just going to drop all of those things. At some point we will sort out our base and we will make sure that we have different tiles for all of these things, but probably we're not going to do that until after we craft that mouth of the island and get ourselves a little like underground sanctuary. A couple of batteries that were left laying around. I really didn't need all these cash cards, but we brought all the dollar bills and the coins with us. I'm not sure if we have every coin we need, but that is something we need for crafting. Battery charger, food place loyalty card. We got the material tokens, which we should favorite so that we never actually lose those. We brought, looks like 1 pillow. I thought I brought multiple pillows so that we could craft that item, but we'll just drop that. We got a bunch of rocks, splintered wood, withered plants, and there should be planks around here somewhere as well. A couple water purification tablets, thought I dropped those. Paraffin wax and tons of rocks and stuff that we brought with us. I debated whether we should bring the makeshift crowbar, but I thought if we ever need to deconstruct something back at base, we need prying and we wouldn't be able to get a pipe, so I brought it with us. Apparently we had a bunch of nails, nuts and bolts. There's the planks and all these rocks, and I think scrap metal metal was just sort of left over, and I thought, I don't know what I might need that for, so I brought it with us. We have one stick. We would have liked a few more, but that's okay. Got the wood panels, a wrapper with scrap metal, paper wrapper, plastic bottle that appears to be empty. Not sure what's in there. We can't see. We got the holster, the bikini bottom we needed for crafting, and the army helmet. So let's finally unload. It takes several minutes for us to drop all of our stuff, and we're back down to a reasonable amount of weight and literage. Apparently the weapon we're holding is a pillow. That seems a bit strange, so we'll drop that. Okay, so we're through the probably the most boring part. So let's oh, we're also wearing a blanket. Shouldn't wear that probably. Let's drop that. And we should be back down to like a reasonable level. We have 18 torso encumbrance, which I assume is like probably mostly from the backpack. Let's drop our backpack and just verify kind of how that is. It's only holding 3 items, but it contributed a fair bit to our encumbrance there, so let's slap this on. Okay, we're back at base. So what do we do now? Well, it's 1744. Expeditions are 2 hours long, so we could go on another expedition and get back at like 9 p.m. I think we're just gonna stay at base. My initial plan was to go out right away again, but I actually don't think we're gonna do that. We really should get our base sorted. Oh, but that's so boring to watch as well. Well, let's see what we can craft. Now that we have this big pile of crap, let's look at the warp tab and see we can't craft anything. Oh, okay. I thought we had everything for the mouth of the island. We need pebbles. That's okay. We can craft pebbles. That's not a big deal. What else do we need? We need wires. There's no way for us to get those while we're up here, unfortunately, so we're not going to be able to go on the scouting lens to have for our next expeditions. Not going to work out. Vengeance of the Island. So again, about this, we talked about this in a previous episode. I actually got a comment today from the mod creator, hello Weaver, and they basically said like, hey, yes, actually any corpse will do. So if you find a bunch of, you know, roaches in a basement, you can bring back 5 roach corpses and they will count for this. Now my only concern with this really is that we kind of need to bring them all at once, because if we bring a corpse back to base, they can reanimate, although maybe pulping them, they're still corpses and it would still count. Probably it works, but we would want to make sure that we brought 5 corpses that aren't going to reanimate. I don't know if roaches, there's no zombie roaches, right? So we wouldn't have to worry about that necessarily, but so we at least know now we can get chickens or, you know, roaches or whatever and bring them back instead of human corpses, which would be a huge pain in the butt. Warp Decree, we are in fact missing that $10 bill. That's really unfortunate. I thought we had all but 1 bill, and looks like that is in fact the case. Warped Tincture, what does this even do? Stability 1. I think this is the one that extends your invulnerability time when you start the game. Unfortunately, we don't have any of these materials. I did mention the Rural Digest Examiner in a previous episode. We actually had one of those on our island. I saw in the old footage. So we actually started the game with this item randomly on our island. So yeah, we need wires, we need pebbles we can make. We never got those sheets. Glass shards are easy. Decorative plant seeds, I have no idea where you get those. Probably it's very easy. Unfortunately, the makeshift crowbar does not count for the escape charm. We actually need, oh, it gives you 2 exits per expedition. That would be nice to be able to have an option, although they're very close, so it's not a super big deal. We would need rollerblades, windbreaker. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. And unfortunately, we found absolutely nothing for the basement start, and I'm assuming that the majority of these items are found in basements. Like the RPG dice, I know the easiest way to find those probably, I mean, you can find them in the world, but like there's a specific basement that has like gaming stuff. So I'm going to assume that's probably the intention there, to use kind of like basement themed items to craft that item. And in the secure container, we need warp shards, which we were going to disassemble our lumberjack bag for, but we thought we should at least use it once to try and get some value out of it. Let's drop our wood as well. So if we drop all the planks, and it looks like we somehow dropped all the splintered wood already. Was that taking up space in my backpack? It was supposed to be in the lumberjack bag. A thick plank of wood. Man, there's a lot of planks of wood in there. Okay, I must have dropped them, just selected them or whatever. Okay. Well, we have planks now, and we have splintered wood and wood panels. That's fine. Okay, so step 1, let's make the mouth of the island. Let's get our first actual upgrade in this game. So we need to make pebbles. And how many do you make? You make 10, so we just have to do this once. It's going to prompt us on what thing we want to use. I don't think we need flint for anything, so we can just use it to do this because we know rocks actually have a crafting thing attached to them. Maybe we would want a rock later. Let's use a flint. Making pebbles. The wind is very strong. You should find some more wind-resistant clothing for your right arm. Yeah, let's have a look. Minus 33 on our arms, minus 35 on our legs. Yeah, I mean, this is what we discussed previously with the island having a very bad wind chill. So unfortunately, that's going to be an issue. But we are crafting something that's going to get us a little base and get us away from this wind chill. So we can craft the mouth of the island. This strange metaphysical artifact is used to build a structure on the island, will be used automatically upon crafting, and can only be used once. Used automatically on crafting. Well, people did tell me that it will build it near the entrance, so I don't know if they mean near the statue I've placed, or if they mean the statue we started with, but I'm very worried that this will destroy items that are already here. I don't know how the game actually handles like creating structures and stuff. So what I think the smart thing to do, it's gonna take forever. We should probably drag this stuff away from the statues. Like ideally we would drag them to a corner where it's very unlikely to get destroyed. I don't know if this is like overkill to do this, but in an abundance of caution, you can't grab the ground sheet. No, I want the mattress. Take down the mattress. No, don't take down the tent because I don't know if it would hurt the mattress. Drop this over here, and then we'll take down the tent as well. Again, just an abundance of caution. Oh, that takes a long time to take down a tent. Oh my goodness. Okay, that took like 25 minutes. That's not great. I'm afraid it will destroy. It's gonna take us like an hour to move all this stuff. I don't wanna lose anything. It's better, you know what? No, what we do in this situation, this is dumb. What we do in this situation is we quick save the game and then we craft the item. And if it borks, we just undo our save. We reload our save and go from there. That's the smart way to do this. Use the twigs, I guess, because we have way more of them. So craft the mouth of the island here. Oh, I'm excited, Internet. Are you excited? It is done. A small bunker has been carved into the foundations of this island. You will find the stairs nearby. This is only the beginning. So that means assuming we'll be able to expand this in the future. It says mapping island for future construction. I don't know what that means, but it looks like it didn't destroy our items, but let's drag them off of the stairway anyway, which did in fact take a quite a while there. So it looks like we have a downward slope, a downward facing slope. So let's pop down here. Oh Lord, it's tiny. Okay, well, this is a start. It's a start. Okay, it's so tiny. And this is the expedition, so we could just go from within our bunker if we wanted to leave. Well, let's go check the other statue and see if we have a skill thing to expand our bunker. So what do you got going on? Empower, upgrade, construction options. The island is your home now. It will be prudent to make it livable. Main room 1. Now that work on the island bunker has begun, a large central room would be ideal. Yes, it would. With all the loot you'll be scavenging on expeditions, it could make a useful storeroom and crafting center. A new recipe has been learned. Craft this artifact to permanently upgrade the island. New structure, main room 1, a hollow chamber beneath the island's center to serve as a multi-purpose space with tons of room to expand. Alright, well let's have a look at that recipe. I'll have to expand my cheat sheet to include these new things. What do we got? Miner's Cameo. Okay, this strange, no, we just read that. So we need a tool with digging 1, hammering 2, so digging stick would be adequate here, and hammering 2, we already have hammers. A tool with screwdriving of 1 or more, which we do of course have. We need plank, hinges, nails, nuts and bolts, cardboard boxes, which is we don't have, or actually I guess we do have those because lots of materials come in boxes, but not usually the big ones, so we'll have to take a look at that. And lots of thread or strings. We actually have the majority of this. I think the only thing we're missing is hinges, and then it depends on how the cardboard boxes work. So let's move to our pile and have another look here. And we're looking for its upgrades, Miner's Cameo. So we are missing the cardboard boxes, the digging tool, and hinges. Now, honestly, all of those things are relatively easy to obtain, so I'm not super concerned about that. The hinges might be a problem because I don't know if you get hinges for smashing doors. I assume you would, but using the construction menu to take a door apart and all that stuff would take a fair bit of time. I'm assuming you get them from smashing. I don't know why you wouldn't. If you smash a door, you would get like wood and hinges, so that would make sense to me. And then cardboard boxes, really not a big deal. Most basements have lots of cardboard boxes, and and I think some stores do as well, so that shouldn't be a concern, but we will have to add them to our cheat sheet. Digging tool is easy, so I don't think, I don't like that you can fail it. That would be awful. I don't like that you can fail that, because what if we fail and lose all of our hinges that we brought back? And unfortunately, that's all we can do. We need wires, and we need, I mean, it's a start, right? We're not going to move all of our stuff down here. I think instead we will bring like random stuff that we think we need down here. And I can't tell if it's lit down here. Is it? No, it's very dark. Bright, so every other tile is bright. I don't know if that's a product of the sun somehow shining down through a Z level. I don't know if the game works that way. It might just be lit up at all times, which is also a huge boon. So we'll see in a few hours when the sun starts to go down. Well, for now, let's grab our mattress and we'll take that down here and sit this up. We don't want it in the sunlight, right? Because we want to be able to sleep. And again, if it's like permanently light down here, that would be bad. I don't think it is, but we'll see. And then the solar panel, we just brought it back because we knew we were leaving and we figured we should wield a big item to kind of like min-max our space. We don't actually need the solar panel right now. And in fact, we can't really set it up. So if we look for, let's go to the appliances section. I haven't looked at the appliance section in a long time, so I haven't seen all of these new things. Looks like we can actually just place down the solar panel. We need a battery of some sort, to my understanding. You can't just place a solar panel and get power directly from it. You need a battery in the system. So we could obviously grab small or medium storage batteries while we're out, or we could just grab a car battery. It doesn't take long to remove a car battery, really not a big deal, but that would be an issue for the next expedition. That's not an issue for now. In fact, I will add that one to my cheat sheet right now because I will forget that I need a battery. So we've marked that down as well. So we made preparations kind of for what we will need in the next expedition. We need wires, we need hinges, we need a digging tool. I'm not going to use our only stick currently to get a digging tool. We don't need that. At some point we'll, defeat a soldier zombie that'll have an excavation tool of some kind, or we'll make one while we're down there, or we'll just bring more sticks back next time, because as always we need wood for things. So is there anything we want to construct down there? We don't actually have the fabrication to really do very much. Where's my fabrication? Looks like it's a 1 with 30% to level 2. So I don't know that we can even construct like anything. So what would we even, we would want storage, right? We would build like shelves or something is like the main thing people build in a base like this. I do know we need to craft that brazier before we lose the light, just in case. Hammering 32 minutes to hammer some steel. I don't know, it's a sheet metal. 32 minutes. We have the skill required and there's no proficiencies, which means it's just always 32 minutes and 37 seconds. Or presumably it's 30 minutes, but I'm like impaired somehow, and that's why. We're not injured. What is our... It says encumbrance/wounds. Move cost increased by 1%. Yeah, but why? Oh, wait a minute. You can highlight this now? This screen used to not be selectable. You were never able to hover over effects. I wish it showed a breakdown of exactly what it is that's causing that, however. Would be really nice. Like the +10 is from us being quick. I wish it just said like quick +10. So you would be able to pick out what's coming from where and how to address that situation. So I'm not sure. We're not wounded. We're not in pain. So I'm not sure why. We have moderate weariness. Does weariness impair your move cost? I guess it does. And it would impair our crafting time as well. Whatever, anyway, it doesn't matter. We're making a brazier. We don't need to understand the science behind it. We're going to make a brazier here. Wind is very strong. Yeah, probably should have done this downstairs where I'm not exposed to the wind chill, but whatever, we're doing it. It's already in progress. Okay, so we have a brazier. Let's grab the brazier. Can't grab the brazier. Oh, I'm already wielding it. Let's take that down and deploy that near our bed. Actually, you know what? In such a small room, brazier's going to overheat us while we're down here. Okay, we'll put it in the opposite corner, but I suspect that's going to cause some heat problems while we're sleeping. And then really, any of this stuff that we want, we can just come up and grab it as necessary. Like, there's nothing prohibiting us from coming back out here, so I don't see a reason to take everything down. For now, let's grab a book that we're interested in. I guess we're going to pass some time in the evening until basically we go to bed. Yeah, that cold probably slowed down our crafting as well. I didn't really think about that. Oh, but let's swap our hard hat before we go down, because I will forget to take off the hard hat and swap it for the army helmet. So let's pick those up and look at those side by side. Now, I'm assuming just pretty much flat out is going to be better. Like the army helmet is just naturally going to be a better item than a hard hat. Hard hat's not really designed to stop like a bullet, for example. So we have a look here, the crown, the forehead, the army helmet also covers the ears. Looks like the coverage is also slightly better than the hard hat. I'm assuming that is because of the ears, like the little flaps over the ears or whatever. Encumbrance of 5 versus 23. That's actually really substantial. I'm not sure why that's so high. I didn't think an army helmet would be that encumbering, and we do know now head encumbrance does more than just prevent you from wearing other items, so we might have to take a look at that one. But it gives nearly triple bash protection, more than triple cut protection, more than like quintuple the ballistic protection, and it looks like triple the pierce protection as well. Looks like the hard hat gives +1 environmental protection. I find that a bit strange. Environmental protection mostly refers to like your resistance to gases in the game, so I find it very strange that it's environmental of 1. I think fire protection is a separate thing. Maybe this is fire protection as well. I don't think so. And here we see the breakdown of the helmets, you know, by protection areas, but they should be pretty uniform. In fact, they look identical. I'm not sure why they're even separated when they have the exact same materials on both. So anything else, plastic, rigid Kevlar, won't let water through, so it's waterproof, which again is very strange for an army helmet. Even if you jump in the river, your head won't get wet. That's very odd. Maybe it will because it's only 50% protection. Pocket for an ear attachment. That's right, people made helmets so that they could have various attachments to them. I don't remember what any of the attachments are other than a helmet mounted flashlight. So it looks like you can add a nape protector, which would be like the back of your neck, I guess. Ear attachment, presumably maybe integrated headset of some kind. Obviously we don't have like comm tags in the game. We have like a face shield. That's interesting as well. Mandible guard, some kind of back pouch. This is very odd. Why would my helmet have a back pouch? It's a counterweight pouch. Okay, I don't know what most of this is, so we're not going to worry about that. But anyway, let's take off the hard hat and swap it for the army helmet. Yes, let's wear our binoculars as well, otherwise I will absolutely forget them next time. So let's wear the army helmet and take a look at this head encumbrance. Reaction score 0.24, which is 81%. Dodging and blocking is hampered. Yeah, I don't love that the head encumbrance makes your dodging impaired, and I assume it's to reflect that you can't really see, and maybe you can't jerk your head as hard when there's like a heavy object on your head. But this is an army helmet designed to be worn in combat. I guess if you look at like Call of Duty with all the head mounts and stuff, they are looking like they're kind of encumbering, but I just find that a bit strange. 81% seems like a pretty substantial negative, and 33 and 23% on movement, footing, reaction times. It's not great. I think I would rather have the protection though, so that's what we're going with. Don't at me, you know, feel free to leave me a comment about why I'm an idiot, and we'll drop the hard hat, and I'm not sure why I have chunks of steel, maybe a byproduct of making that brazier, but it would be sheet metal, so I'm not sure why it would be a chunk of steel, but whatever, doesn't matter. Actually, I think we're going to call the episode here. Looks like we're like 28 minutes in, or, you know, I don't know, give or take. We didn't actually accomplish very much. I feel that way in every episode, though, and then people tell me, like, hey, don't worry about it, it's a slow game, you know, whatever. But I know we're like, I don't know, 7 hours into the game at this point. We're not really, I don't know, it's just been a long time since I played. Maybe I just don't remember how slow the game was, and so everything feels slow now. We have a lot of stuff, though. We should be glad that we have all this stuff. We've secured food and drink for the foreseeable future. We have tons of medication, tons of like antiseptic, tons of bandages, all that stuff. Here are those locking pliers that I mentioned earlier. We have a lot of stuff. We're good for now. We have a fair bit of books as well. It's not like an enormous amount of books, but it's something. We have stuff to read if we want to read, including some base level books that can increase our base level skills. We would like to get first aid up, I guess, although we don't need it necessarily because the statue can heal us. And in fact, we don't need healing this time because we had an expedition where we fought like 3 zombies and that was all we did. So I don't know. You all seem to be enjoying the series though. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you have been enjoying the series. I will of course be back in the near future with another episode, so I'll see you next time.